Hi there, welcome back to my channel and happy spooky season. Something I have barely any experience with and desperately want to get better at is character design, so I thought we could combine the two and create a character inspired by a pumpkin. Today I'm going to be using my Stillman & Birn Alpha sketchbook. I've really been loving using it lately. I think the Alpha is definitely better than the Beta in my opinion, and it's such a perfect size. It's around A5. I don't know if it compares to the Strathmore 500 that I had a while back, but it's definitely better than the Beta. I mostly used Pinterest to get some ideas for this piece, but I wasn't following any particular references, but I'll show you what I had in mind. The very first thing I thought to draw was a pumpkin, so I picked out this pretty funky looking pumpkin. I just thought it was cute, it had a lot of personality, and that's the pumpkin that I'm going to be using to base this character off. I thought the next best step was to draw the face, so I had an idea of the character in mind, and I think the main thing that I wanted to do was I had this idea to do the hair in the shape of the top of the pumpkin, and then the face and body type to be quite round, and the dress to be quite round. That was sort of the idea that I had going into this. I'm not quite sure the face really stayed looking like this, but it was just a cute little sketch to begin with. I wanted to replicate the roundness of a pumpkin a little bit, so that's what I was trying to do. I also wanted the face to be quite cute, and I tried to do a little sketch of the hair, but it didn't end up looking very much like the top of the pumpkin. Going into the dress now, I had quite a few references in mind for this one. I wanted to do a puffy dress. The dress is going to be orange, it's going to look like a pumpkin, but I wanted to do really big puffy sleeves, and I wanted to make it really round and cute. I also found this one dress that had kind of pleats down the middle, and that's perfect for what I was looking for. So I was trying to replicate all of the elements that I like from each of the dresses and combine them to make like a cute little pumpkin. One of the reasons I don't do thumbnails very often is because I often actually prefer the thumbnail sketches I make to the finished piece, and this is definitely the case. I think all of these thumbnails are really quite cute, and it didn't end up looking like this. Going into the drawing now, honestly, it happened so much. It happened so much for me, but I didn't get the sizing correct. I haven't been drawing people very much lately, and I think that definitely shows. I'm a bit out of touch. I haven't been on Line of Action in literal months, and that's so bad. I feel like lately I've been mostly painting landscapes, and I did some of my movie scenes as well. And whenever I do portraits, I don't usually stick them on a proper body, so this was definitely something different for me. The head is too high and too far up in that corner, and honestly, I drew the face and I was really happy with it, so it's like, well, this face isn't gonna go anywhere. It's one of those things where I know I probably should have just redone the sketch, but I was using my Faber-Castell Polychromos, which don't rub out very much, and I knew that I wouldn't be able to draw the face as cute as it is if I had to rub the entire thing out and shift it down. I really like how the face has turned out, it's just kind of the rest. The face definitely ended up completely different to the reference photo. I think the actual components of the face look a lot cuter and more in proportion. It's just the shape that's completely different. But that's something I do. Whenever I draw sketches, I just can't make them look the same, and that's going to come with practice, I think. So she's missing a little bit of head, and the ponytail didn't end up looking anything like I wanted it to look. You can see there it was meant to be a lot longer and flowy. And I suppose technically I could have had it like behind the puffs of the sleeves, but I wanted it all on show. The idea was definitely there, but the anatomy needs more practice. That was actually one of my goals for this year, is to practice anatomy, and I think I'm like a little bit better, but I'm not there completely at all. I went in with Wet on Wet for the pumpkin dress, and I think that worked really well. The hair was difficult. I don't exactly have one way of painting hair that I like, so every time it comes to hair, I don't really know what I'm doing. I definitely need to work on that. That's a very specific type of skill though, to actually get more experience with hair and know how I'd like to paint it. Maybe that could be one of my art goals for next year. I wanted the skin tone to be very orange. I mean, the shadows are blue, but I wanted it to be an orange tone. I wanted it to look like a pumpkin the entire way through. And whilst I'm completely new to character design, I feel like if you're creating a character like this inspired by a pumpkin, it doesn't need to be realistic at all. So if I want to have orange skin, I'm going to make orange skin. That's the fun of art. You can make whatever you like. And honestly, this was really fun to do. The anatomy isn't great and the dress could definitely be done better, but I do think the face is pretty cute. The crazy thing about me painting portraits is that I've only been doing it for like a year. Before that, I'd never tried to paint a portrait and I didn't know how much fun it would be. I've actually really enjoyed it so much and it's something that I want to do more often. It's like my main subject now. I had done landscapes when I first began and I didn't really think portraits were a possibility. I didn't know you could create them in such a fun way. I'd learned at school that it was basically realism or nothing, and that's completely wrong. So if there's a subject or medium you've never tried before, you should definitely give it a go because you don't know how much you could enjoy it and how much that could open new doors for you. You've really got nothing to lose by giving these new things a shot. I then reached for my colour pencils and tried to do something with them. I picked out oranges, reds and browns to fit the whole colour theme of a pumpkin. I mostly just wanted to refine the dress a little bit and try and make it look more like a dress. Looking at it now, the top of the dress just doesn't sit right. I think the angle was quite a difficult angle and I did not get it right. Because I went in with my colour pencils for the initial sketch, I couldn't really rub them out, and I know that was like my fault. I should have gone for a pencil that could rub out. But I was happy with the first sketch of just the shape, so I thought it was a good enough base to go straight in with the Faber-Castell. Another one of my art goals for this year was to use mixed media more, and I know this isn't very much mixed media, it's literally just watercolour and colour pencils, but I never used to do this before. I literally would just use watercolour, so it is still new for me. I'm really liking using colour pencils in this way, something like the eyebrow hair, the eyelashes. That would be pretty impossible to do in watercolour, and I mean I've tried to do it in watercolour for a long while. It's really difficult and really difficult to get right. I think the colour pencils definitely worked in this instance. I probably could have added more. On the final touches now, and the character is all done. What shall we name her? This was so fun. I really want to do some more character design. I'm thinking of doing one that's like Christmas or winter themed, so let me know down below if you'd be interested in that. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you on Thursday for another week of Peachtober. Bye bye!